this is what, consuming almost your career, and I mean, taking over.
Yeah, I guess so, but it's just such an interesting thing because when I think of Aaron, I think of this like celebrity figure, right? Like Aaron Carter. Oh yeah, he's famous, right? He's a famous guy. And so because of that, uh when I see all the hate and when I hear things about him, and then this is just my perspective. I'm speaking purely on my perspective here.
Mhm.
So when I see people like hate and stuff, I just look at it like, oh, they're just hating on him because of who he is, right? He's a celebrity, and celebrities have haters. So even when I first went into it and I saw the hate, that was my perspective on it. It really was. It was like, even when I heard shit about him, like you have to really kind of imagine, put yourself in my shoes, and it's like, I don't know all the intricacies of what he's done, but I know that he's like this celebrity figure that people, want to talk about. And that's why a lot of what was said about him was easily written off. It's kind of like how, people talk about any other celebrity. You kind of just write it off. People talk about Kanye West.
Yes, and because the way that they talk about him is different. How you doing? Like, I don't know. I can't fully explain it, but people are usually better at weeding through someone who's a celebrity and getting hate versus someone who's just getting hate. Like the Island Boys, they get hate because that's the internet trolls. They get hate because that's what they're. It's almost like, I don't want to say you ignored the signs. Kind of like, celebrity, so fuck it.
Yeah, but no, but that's what people think about it, though. That is what most people say, is like, you ignored it. And I did. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I did ignore it. But I'm telling you why I ignored it. I ignored it because that's how my perception of Aaron was at the time. It was like, he's a celebrity that people want to hate on. I'm not gonna like take a few Twitter comments and then be like, yo, what the hell? Someone said you did this. You know,
I mean, I kind of get that. You can't trust everything on the internet, and it is just a bunch of, faceless people. So I
yeah,
get that.
that's what it was. That's really what it was. It was just like, I'm working with Aaron Carter. People are saying different shit, yada yada. I don't know anything about that, so I'm not just gonna latch on to something someone said and presume that that's the truth. Like,
Okay, so question.
and, and at the same time, I'm busy with a million other things. You gotta keep that in mind too. Like, I'm working on music. I'm doing all this other stuff.
Right, I mean, that makes sense.
So I'm not like I'm not like, I see the shit, but that's like the furthest thing from my mind. All I know is my perception of Aaron.
So what about when you were at his house and like he would go live, and I know sometimes he would like respond to comments there.
response to comments.
Yeah, like him. He would, be like talking to the comments. What think then when you seen his responses to these comments and allegations?
What kind of comments did he say?
Well, like anything. If people commented on him being a meth head or a pedophile, like just anything like that, and he would, he responds back. He argues with the comments. So my question was just, what was going through your head when you seen him doing that in person?
Yeah, I knew he was like a little manic, and I knew he was like I obviously started picking up that like he loved the drama. He lives off of it. He thrives off of it. He thrived off all the people talking about him. And like he played into that. He played into that role of like this villain.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like people love to hate him. People love to hate Aaron. And he played into it, right? So I don't want to digress too much, but and I don't want to make this about myself again, but when people say that I'm enabling and stuff like that, it's like I think that's a quick assessment. I think that's really like really quick judgment. But also it's like technically y'all are enabling. Y'all are the enablers, like that's kind of where that's what I naturally think about it because I'm like, you all are actually the enablers, like people that
170.
feed off of the drama and the stuff he does. Because I never did. I didn't want lives. I don't.
So you feel like, you feel like the people who are keeping him relevant and almost giving him his drug are because social media is like his drug, one of them.
It is. It is one of his drugs. It's definitely one of his drugs. So yeah, he feeds off of that. He feeds off of that energy. And he knows he's gonna get it. He knows he's gonna get it when he goes live. He knows. I haven't read any comments in a while. Own your shit. I'm trying. What do you want me to say, Brooklyn? Don't even try that shit. Okay, you're right. Brooklyn, if you're listening, Brooklyn is very upset. Brooklyn's very upset for me saying what I'm saying. So you're right. I did. I enabled him. And I'm gonna explain why I enabled him. I enabled Aaron because I didn't disable him. I didn't disable Aaron. I didn't. You're right. So in that sense, I guess I did.
I mean, okay, at some point, then you got to be like realistic about these comments, right? A lot of people wanted you to call the cops on Aaron and blast him on live or do some crazy shit. You didn't enable him. He's just a grown man that you allowed to make, his own mistakes.
Yeah. But people are saying I'm enabling and stuff, and it's like, it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous, but that I have to try to defend that. Like, you're not putting yourself in my shoes. You're not capable. You're not the people that say that are really not capable. They're not capable of putting themselves into my shoes. But if you were capable of putting yourself in my shoes, you would say, okay, here's a songwriter that's going over to Aaron's house for the first time. He's meeting Aaron for the first time. And I'm expected to be like, yo, Aaron, are you on drugs? What are you doing? I can't work with you, man. You're on drugs. You're on drugs, man. What are you doing? Right. So there's a problem with that for a number of reasons. A, why would a grown man say that to another grown man in his house, right? So Aaron invited me into his home. And even if I did suspect, which I mean I did suspect that he was on drugs. I'm not lying. I'm not, obviously it's no secret. So I go into this man's house, right? I go into this man's house and I'm staying in there. And I'm supposed to be like, what are you doing? Are you on drugs? Drugs are bad, man. Drugs are bad. You got to cut that out. Drugs are bad. Right. Have you ever told someone who smokes cigarettes? Have you ever told someone like, hey, smoking's bad?
Yes.
Do you know what the response usually is?
Don't.
When you tell someone who smokes cigarettes, like, hey, that's bad for your health. What is their response typically?
They tell me don't start smoking. Don't pick up the habit.
Yeah. Stuff like that. And they don't when you tell someone that smoking is bad, the response is never like, oh my God, you're right. You're right. Smoking is bad. I should stop. I should stop. Wow, no one's ever told me that before. You're right. You know what? I'm done.
I don't think people.
That's not how it goes, right?
I don't think people wanted you to be like their after school program. I think a lot of the artists, and I say that come in contact with Aaron, they all say that they wanted to work with him. The drugs obviously fuck up his creative process and or talent. That's obvious. In like your sessions, if he was too drunk or if he was too high or just not in his right mind, wouldn't you be like, hey bro, the art is being affected by this. Like I just need to stay sober for this one recording session and we could get lit later. Drink to celebrate finishing the track.
No, because the time we had with Aaron was always so limited. We'd be in the studio all day long. Morgan and I would be in the studio and we'd be working on other stuff, like getting ready. And when Aaron would pop in, it would literally be for like maybe 30 minutes. And he would pop in and he'd be ready. And that meant it's go time. Start recording, it's go time. So like we only had about 30 minutes out of the entire day. So we weren't gonna take that 30 minutes and say, hey dude, you're fucked up. Let's try this again another time. Because that was the only 30 minutes we had.
You said, hey,
I don't think people realize how difficult it was
Oh wow.
What if you said there was somebody?
working.
Yeah, I was working here a little while ago.
People think we're just like, I don't know. I don't know what people think, but
8075.
you both sat on his lives for hours on end. You're right. We did sometimes. That was an everyday thing, but you're right. Sometimes he was, right?
Turn it on 8.
Myself in my shoes, too. Um, we're trying to work. We're trying to work on music.
Okay. So another question I've seen a lot of people bring up in the lives. Just, I mean, because honestly, there's only really 3 topics that surround Aaron Carter and the trolls that people call them. It's the drugs,
Mm-hmm.
dogs. Oh, well, maybe 4. The drugs, dogs, his physical abuse, and the underage issue.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have to do too much of the underage stuff right now, but nutshell, did you ignore it just because who knows with stuff like that? Or was it like you genuinely didn't believe it?
Did I ignore what? The underage stuff?
Allegations, yeah.
My stance on it, I've said this before, was what I really didn't understand was if he was doing this stuff that people said, why wasn't he in jail already?
Okay, come on. You're a grown man. R. Kelly just recently got put in jail or even brought up as an abuser. Bill Cosby, it took how many years? Harvey Weinstein. There's a lot of people. I mean, hell, if you watch the Dahmer show, you've seen that he kept getting, interactions with the police and they kept letting him go. Most people who commit crimes don't, go to jail. You can't like really base the truth off of our justice system because America's screwed and corrupt.
I feel like if I were to commit a crime like that, I would be in jail instantly. That's why. That's why I bring it up. That's why I ask. If I did something like that, but that again, this is just me. I wouldn't. I would be in jail.
Why do you feel like that? And hold on,
Why shouldn't you feel like that?
I mean, because
If I was like, if I was doing something that bad, I mean, but that's just me. That's how my mind works. If I was doing something that bad, I just like, of course, the answer, like, I would be in jail. So that's why I don't. That's why I never understood that part. I never understood that part of like, you know, Aaron does all this shit with, underage girls or whatever. Maybe he does. I just don't understand why he's not in jail.
okay, so then
I'm not saying he doesn't, but maybe he does. Yeah, I personally didn't see any of that, but I'm not defending him again.
so I'm trying to figure out like your thought process because it's really confusing when there's plenty of cases that show that not everyone. Hell, Donald Trump, our president, and he's literally a criminal. So I'm just trying to figure out why. I could think of maybe 3 better reasons why you wouldn't believe it than just because he's not in jail. And no, I'm not blaming or expecting Danny to just believe stuff or expecting him to know it's the truth, but I do expect people to do like their due diligence. You're associating your brand, like your entire career with this person. And in my opinion, and I'm responding to one of the comments, not you directly, but I don't see a problem with expecting somebody to just vet who they allow in their career.
You're right. You're right. No, and I mean, I should have. I guess I should have taken that
I mean, it's
more
a learning.
more
It's
serious.
all a learning experience, and it.
Yeah, I should have taken that more seriously when I did hear about the accusations. But like I said, my stance on it was okay. A, if this was true, he'd be in jail, and B, it was like, well, he's a celebrity, so everyone is gonna just say shit about him. How do I know what's I'm not just gonna, there's this group of people who are attacking him. I wasn't gonna just instantly, we all know how this whole like cancel culture works these days, and I think it's like, I think it gets out of hand sometimes, right? It gets a little out of hand sometimes, the whole cancel culture stuff. So if you just combine all those things.
Actually, it's proof of police reports, but you guys also have to remember that one like, said that she doesn't want to talk about it. These are also victims, so not every victim wants to be living that. Another one also is a friend of Aaron. We know how convincing Aaron could be, so it's not necessary. There's no police proof, but there's definitely instances where people were afraid of the power, the name. He is still a Carter. At the end of the day, we call him washed up all we want, but his name still rings bells in certain places. So,
Yeah.
Jaden, I think, or is that Quinn? Quinn. I don't know what more proof you want the girls themselves had, I don't know what other proof you want, but are you going to use this situation to try to help your career, like take it to a turning point, or are you just gonna take
Am I gonna what? You cut out.
or just take the L, like just take the loss?
Well, it's kind of like the same what you just said. What you just said, where it was like, well, he's a Carter, right? He's a Carter at the end of the day. And it's almost like this fear of speaking out, right? As the victim, right? So let's say you're a victim of what he did. Let's say you're the victim. Let's say you're getting sent dick pics or whatever it is. I honestly don't even know exactly. But let's say you're the victim here. And there's all these reasons why, as the victim, you don't speak out, right? You don't speak out of fear because you're scared, you're hurt, you're dealing with all this shit, right? So everything you just said to justify why they didn't speak out, why can't you apply that same things for me? Why I didn't, maybe I was scared. I'm in this man's house, right? I'm in this man's house. This celebrity, he has guns. He has, I'm there to work on music. And now all of a sudden, I hear shit on the internet. I hear all this shit, and I'm supposed to speak out instantly. I'm expected to speak out instantly.
No, that makes sense.
Like, yo, dude, what the fuck? I just read on Twitter that you sent a dick picture to this 15-year-old girl or whatever. Is that true? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Are you fucking stupid? What, are you a fucking idiot? Is that what I was expected to do being in this man's house? Like, it's almost like um, I don't know. Uh, I guess that's what I should have done, and because I didn't do that, I'm a bad guy, and because
I don't think that's.
the victims of Aaron Carter,
I don't
the
think that.
the direct victims of Aaron Carter.
I don't think you should have done like that, like calling him out in an unsafe environment. But I do think, as a grown man who volunteered to be there, if you felt intimidated or if you felt like, I don't really know the vibes I'm getting, I just feel like you wouldn't have stuck it out there. And I do understand completely the fact that it's your fear, the fact that he had. I get your reasons for being intimidated, but it's like now you come out and you talk. So it's almost like maybe what changed? Why is your fear?
You're cutting out a little bit. I don't know if other people are hearing you cut out. You are cutting out a little bit, but I'm here and I'm talking.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but just little bits and pieces get cut out. But I am here and I am talking now. And I'm not trying to, I'm not hiding anything. I'm not covering anything up. I'm here and I'm talking. Like I'm trying. I'm really trying here.
I mean, you're doing a good job. I feel like you're trying to answer things to the best of your ability, and you're trying to be as honest as you possibly can. I think people expect you to have answers that you're not going to be able to give.
I'm not gonna please everybody. And I've kind of accepted that. There's no pleasing people. It doesn't matter what I say. Hold on, I gotta check something. Back.
You back?
Yeah, I'm back. What happened after he accused you of sleeping with Mel? Danny, did AC ever tell you guys that the cancel culture was happening when you started working for him? Yes. Yes, you did. Yes, he did tell me. He said he talked about how a lot of people, were saying things about him. He did. And so that alone was kind of like you know, I'm meeting this person who is like this idolized person for the first time. I'm a songwriter and I go to Aaron Carter's house. And he's telling me, yeah, he's like, yeah, there's a lot of people that say a lot of bad things about me, but just know that none of it's true. You're going to get a lot of hate. You're going to get a lot of hate, but, you know, uh, you know, basically like, this is literally what he's telling me.
No, man.
You're going to get a lot of hate. You're going to hear a lot of shit, but just know that none of it's true. And it made sense to me. Like, oh yeah, you're right. You're a
Yeah,
celebrity.
no problem. And like I said, if somebody comes in,
You're a
I
celebrity
will give this
with a
number.
lot of fans and with a lot of haters.
No problem. Have a good one.
I'm not gonna just instantly believe the very first fucking thing I see on Twitter or Instagram. I'm not just gonna like, oh my god, AC Lover 4488 said that he said, it must be true. And then you have Aaron telling me about this and saying that it's, you know, like, can y'all just try to understand how the situation unfolded? How, like, I want y'all to understand, like, my position. I know it's not easy because it's a very weird and interesting and, like, unique position to be in. But I'm a songwriter. I have this opportunity to work with this child star. He's telling me stuff like, yeah, there's haters, don't listen to them. Obviously, yes, and he's a celebrity. Obviously, people are going to be saying stuff about him because, in my mind, he's this celebrity figure. And it's like, yeah, I know that people there's all kinds of crazy fans and there's people like making stuff up and yada yada and all of the above. And at the end of the day, I'm not there to focus on all that. At the end of the day, I'm there to focus on writing songs. So if my main goal was to focus on what people were saying about him, if I was his PR, if I was his publicist, it'd be a different story, I guess, because that would be my job, would be to focus on his image.
So musically, then,
That wasn't my job though.
if you were focused musically, how was it working with him?
It was very difficult. We had good days, but it was very difficult to get shit done.
Was he just not focused? Was he just not trying to work? What was it?
Yeah, he was always caught up in something else. He was always on Instagram Live. He was always on live, right? And he was obsessed with it because the people, it fed his ego. It like he fed off of all that. Whether it was hate or love, he fed off of all of that attention. And so when it finally came down to recording, that window of time was always very small. It was a miracle that we were able to get the She Just Wanna Ride music video done. It was such a miracle. We had a videographer come out and stayed at Aaron's house for 3 days. And it was like it was so impossible to get that accomplished. And we get it accomplished, and all the comments are, nothing but hate. Like, oh, who is this Jimmy Fallon looking motherfucker? Oh, this guy looks gay. Oh, this gay motherfucker. Like, like people like just hateful bully shit. Like, and I really want to talk about that. How can you be so hateful and mean to someone that you have no idea? It's mind blowing. How is that acceptable? How is that acceptable? That's an evil person to be saying all this shit, like just these cyber trolls, these cyber bullies, spewing hate speech onto somebody. I read it on Twitter. I read it on YouTube. Like, how? How is that okay? It doesn't make any sense to me. 54 people. Yeah, I'm going to sleep. I'm tired. I can't. I really want to address all this. I'm trying. It's just such an exhausting. It's just exhausting.
Hey, yeah, no, it's cool. You can go to sleep. We'll catch up later.
Okay. I'm tired. I don't know why I'm awake. Good night, everybody. Was Aaron alive or is he back with Melody? It's getting so cool. Hold on, I gotta read a message real quick. Hold on. Back. It was a weird message from an Airbnb person right now. They were like, "It's getting so cold here, Dan." Let me read the comments. Um, I hope. I'm glad y'all. I'm glad y'all think that I, you know, said some good stuff. I hope so. I try. I try. That's all I can do is try. No real updates with Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is really not interested in doing it because he was very blunt. He said Aaron doesn't want help. He's been doing drugs for years. Why the hell do you think I can help him? Why the hell do you think I can do anything? That's what Dr. Drew said. Right? And it's true. It's that simple. Any real change has to come from within. And that's what people don't understand. It's what I was trying to say earlier. Like, it's like telling someone that smoking is bad. Hey, don't smoke cigarettes. It's bad for you. You got to stop. And then expecting that person to be like, you're right. You're right. That is bad for me. Aaron, don't take so many Xanax. What are you doing? That's bad for your health. Oh my God, Danny, you're right. I never looked at it that way. Okay, I'll stop. It has to come from within. Um, and if it doesn't, like, you can't expect someone, anyone, to just influence, like for their influence to be that strong. Even your best friend, even your family, whatever it is, like his family has tried to tell him what like somehow I'm an enabler. And I guess I am. It's a really poor choice of words. It's a really poor choice of words. And I think there's a way better ways to phrase that. But because I didn't disable Aaron, I wasn't able to get him to stop doing drugs. In y'all's terms, then I guess that makes me an enabler. That's what everyone says on Twitter. Like, oh, you're a fucking piece of shit. You're a fucking piece of shit. You enabled Aaron, you fucking piece of shit. You should feel so bad. You should fucking die. Like, it's okay. It's okay to tweet that to me. That's okay. That's all fine and dandy. That's all fine and dandy. Nothing wrong there. Nothing wrong there. That's all fine and dandy. Like, come on. Y'all need to wake up. Not even wake up. Y'all need to just stop being such evil people. Y'all need to stop spreading so much hate. You have no idea what people are going through. Y'all would never say this shit in real life, but y'all feel confident to say it on the internet to people. You've made up some kind of image of who you think I am in your mind, and that gives you the justification to say these things about me. It's crazy. I'm not giving Aaron a pass. Let me read. I would call the cops. I'm trying to see it. I'm trying to read this comment, but I can't find it. I'm trying to read it. It keeps disappearing. Oh, something about I should have called the cops. I can't. Every time I try to read it, more comments keep coming in. Where is it? You need to. Well, you need to wake up. He broke her ribs and abused dogs. Y'all don't really know who Melanie is, I guess. Melanie would lie. Oh God, Melanie made up lies about me. Melanie literally made up lies about me that she would tell Aaron. Why? Like, not only that, but Melanie. This is stupid. This is so stupid. You're not gonna believe what you want to believe at the end of the day. I don't. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. This is all so stupid. But I will say, Melanie would constantly make up lies. So why would I believe what she says? And she came out and said that Aaron never broke her ribs. The thing that y'all don't understand is that they love this stuff. They love the drama. They love the attention. They love it so much it consumes them. Why would they? Dan, you just got done saying you were intimidated, so why can't she be too? I say that because Melanie lied. I witnessed Melanie make up lies about me. That's why. That's why I say that. She literally made up lies about me. Did you not witness Aaron lying? Um, I don't know. Not that blatantly. Not as blatantly as the things that I mean, yeah, I probably did, but I can't, like I said, not that blatantly, and I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But when it comes to Melanie, I can definitely think of a couple things off the top of my head that she lied about. I'm so tired. Keely Danye. Why does that sound so familiar? Why does that sound so familiar? Keely Danye? I know that name. I haven't heard the name Ganville in forever. I didn't realize he was still